It's time to bring in none other than Pat Pagano. Pat Pagano, happy April.
Well, yes, and the same to you. What do you think about it so far?
I think it stinks. Yesterday was a cold, rainy day. And well, here's actually what happened yesterday, Pat. I got up because I always go into work 7 days. I got up at 6 o'clock, and by 6:30 the sun was out, and it was like 55, 56 degrees. And I said, "Well, I guess the rain's going to hold off." So I come into work. By like 10:30, it's raining, and the temperature had dropped to like 50. And then last night the winds picked up.
Right.
So now we have a windy day, but it looks like there's some thin high clouds, but it looks like we'll get some sun. But it's going to be windy, which will mean our 31-degree temperature feels more like 21.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, because it's going to be windy all day. So it won't slacken off until late today. And we'll have lots of sunshine, but there will be some patchy fair weather clouds around. And the highs are in the mid-40s.
Oh, and I said we had snow flurries this morning, by the way, too.
Yeah, I know. That's coming off the lakes. Yeah. No accumulation, so you don't have to worry about that.
No.
Clear cold tonight, mid-20s. Partly sunny, breezy, low 50s Tuesday. Coastal storm goes by off Cape Cod tomorrow night. Probably will give Long Island and Cape Cod some rain, but not us. Wednesday, sunny, lower 60s. Thursday, sun will mix with clouds in the low 50s. Then on Friday, we will have some rain, and it could begin as a wintry mix. And the highs will be in the 40s. With any hope, showers will move out Saturday morning, and it'll begin to clear Saturday afternoon and take us into Sunday in some very nice weather.
You know, last week, there was a lot of different meteorologists
talking about the storm.
To say, the big nor'easter is going to hit the Northeast on Wednesday and Thursday.
Right.
Big. It could bring snow in inland and heavy surf on the coast. And what model were they following?
Looks to me like they were definitely following. It looks like the new GFS. The ironic thing this morning is that the European is actually bringing a little bit of light precipitation this far west tomorrow night. Really light, like some snow showers. And the North America model, which is the NAM, it is bringing rain as far west as New York City tomorrow night. Those are the only two models doing it. The GFS, the old GFS, says that maybe Montauk and Cape Cod will get skimmed, and so does the new GFS, and so does the Canadian model. So, I mean, they're all very close to the coast, which makes me nervous. I'm reading a book now called The Blizzard of 1888, and this lady documented, and she was able to interview a lot of people because the book was written about 15 years ago. So a lot of these people passed down, I guess, stories, and just incredible because they thought that a storm in the Appalachians would move off Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, and it did. But what they didn't know is that it was going to turn due north, and it was, just one of the most destructive winter storms ever, especially for the Northeast, including New England. And back in those days, remember, horse and buggies and, and stuff like that. And, it's just a horrible mess. So you always have that feeling that when these storms get offshore, they could change course. And like hurricanes, they could. But more than likely, they are being driven now by a jet stream. And usually, unless the jet stream is going to bend and we don't know about it, the models usually have a pretty good handle on it. So I'm thinking along the lines we should not be bothered.
All right. Well, I certainly hope that's the case.
I certainly hope so, too, because we don't have any April Fool's jokes today, but let's hope she doesn't play anything on us to talk about Mother Nature tomorrow. So I'll be watching it, and then, in the meantime, just still catching my breath. Saturday, preparing, for for friends coming over to see the movie. Did all of that, had dinner, watched the movie, served dessert, got to sleep at 1:30, was in church by 8, cleaned up yesterday, worked in the weather center yesterday afternoon. I'm wiped. Wiped.
Well, my advice to you
Go ahead.
is take next Monday off.
Why is that?
You should have taken April Fool's off.
Right.
What would make you feel better tomorrow?
Well, what would next Monday do?
Well, it'll make you feel better on Tuesday, and AJ could probably use the bucks.
Well, that's true, but I'm going to need him when I have the surgery on my mouth.
That's right, you are.
So that's what I'm holding that reservation. I told you the nearest date that they gave me, right? It was May 10th.
Yep.
On a Friday. I'm going to call them back today and see if I can get it Thursday. Sooner than that. So that instead of me being gone, say a Monday, Tuesday, possibly Wednesday, I'll be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe only Monday of the following week. So I don't know. That's got me frustrated too. But in addition to that, yeah, I don't even want to think about it. In addition to that, thank goodness, at least all the equipment is working nicely this morning. You didn't see any problems with the MP3s, did you, Marshall?
No, I did. Somebody?
I guess you know who.
Oh, come on. What problem did they see this time?
No, it's a little too loud.
What?
Yeah.
The levels are perfect.
He said to bring it down a little bit.
Don't bring it down. It's perfect.
Okay.
It's perfect. The levels sound great.
Yeah, I thought so.
I hate these stations that think they're big stations and that their quality is. Come on, jeez.
Right. He was the same one who complained on Friday that the levels were too low.
Bring it down a bit.
Bring it down a bit.
I bring it down a bit.
Yeah.
It reminds me of a story when I worked at WKNY in Kingston, New York. I made a really great spot for a car dealer. And he comes into the production room, and he's standing there listening, right? And he goes, you got to lower the music just a little bit. So I lowered the music. He comes back in. He goes, you got to now bring it up at the end a little bit. So he leaves. I do it. And he says, the beginning doesn't match the end, so could you do something with the beginning? So he walks out. And I look at the general manager is Joe Schuler, who's passed away, but what a great guy he was. So I looked at him. So I said, you got to be kidding me. He goes, yeah. So they go out, and they shut the door to the production room. And you know what I do? I play the spot back very loud in the production room twice. I don't change a thing, okay? Right. I don't change a thing. I play it back twice like I'm working at it. And they hear the reel-to-reel rewind, and I call them back in. So I say, okay, listen now. And I played it. The guy goes, perfect. Perfect. So when he leaves, the general Joe Schuler came back in. He goes, you didn't change a damn thing, did you? So I said, absolutely not.
Isn't that funny?
Perfect. He goes, perfect. Oh, give me a break. Too low, too high.
Yeah, I know. But aside from that, I'm waiting on my nephew, whose wife is expecting any day now.
Wow.
That'll be my first great grand niece.
Wow.
So we're waiting on that. And my other nephew is expecting a son, and that'll be my second great grand nephew. How about that?
Wow. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So my brother, because he lives in town now, we tried to go out for breakfast yesterday.
Yeah.
Place where you could sit and talk.
There was no vacancies.
There was one place you could go to for breakfast on the run, but you can't really sit there and talk because it's always packed. It's a very small, cafe. But all the other restaurants didn't open till noon exactly. This was like 11 o'clock. There was only one restaurant open. Come on, you guys, open up at 11 o'clock on Sundays. Haven't you heard of? And Sunday brunch, I would have gone to the Interlake because they had a fundraiser, but it was mobbed. It was mobbed, which is great for the fundraiser. But everybody else, open up at 11 on Sundays. Open at 11, please.
Yeah, around here we have a couple of diners. They open really, really early, so you can go for breakfast there. And the town, Pearl River, they have a lot of places. So, if you take it's maybe a 6-7 minute drive, and you go to Pearl River, there are places galore. So that's another big feature that I didn't have on Long Island. These places are all nearby, and they're accessible, and we have a good time.
All right. Well, with that being said, I miss the Greek diners from when I lived in Kingston. But, Pat, I will speak to you tomorrow morning, and we'll talk more about food and my trip to New York.
Yes, and may the wind be at your back.
I certainly hope so. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Pat Pagano this morning in the Weather Center with a check on our tri-state forecast here on Robin Hood Radio.